A Latina woman has gone viral on TikTok after sharing a video of how she personally arranged the self-deportation of her undocumented boyfriend following the discovery that he had been cheating on her. Which begs the question, should spurned women be in charge of immigration? First, I'm Hannah Cox with Base Politics. Welcome to my channel where I bring you my politically homeless takes on politics and culture. Before we dive in today, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and of course, ring the notification bell so you never miss one of my episodes. All right, so the original video of her detailing this experience is actually, and unfortunately, in Spanish. So here's a brief recap in English.
Her boyfriend cheated on her, so she took him to Mexico and left him there. So this girl was dating a guy from Mexico who was apparently undocumented. That comes into play later. Anyways, at some point she found out that he was cheating on her with another girl. So instead of confronting him and losing the opportunity to get revenge, she decided to come up with a very clever plan. You see, she told her boyfriend that they were going to Six Flags. So this man was excited, he got his things, he got ready for Six Flags, and he was ready to go. But little did he know, she had no intentions of heading anywhere near Six Flags. Now during this drive, the girlfriend convinced the boyfriend that he should just sleep and let her drive. And he did eventually fall asleep, which was perfect for the girlfriend, because if he was awake, he would have noticed the GPS was set to go straight to the border. You see, while this man was sleeping, she decided to take him up to the border. And by the time he woke up, it was too late. There was no coming back. Now, she did not leave him in Mexico completely empty-handed. She gave him a small amount and basically said, good luck with your new life. Now, since this boyfriend was actually living with her in her apartment, this entire story kind of shows that you should never bite the hand that feeds you, because they might decide to cut you off.
I think the first and most obvious moral of the story here is men should not be passenger princesses. Honestly, I think there's a lot of bad things that can happen to you in life if you choose to be a passenger princess as a man, but this is a new one to add to the list. Your girlfriend might deport you. I'm so not even joking about this. My husband and I have a pretty egalitarian relationship. I'm not huge on like most traditional gender roles, but one that I do stand by is that women have no business driving. I should be in the passenger seat at all times, if at all possible. And that's not just because I don't like driving and I want to be kind of coddled and catered to in that way. It's also because I am an objectively terrible driver, and I think most women are, and I'm actually totally fine with that stereotype, and you want to keep us off the road. I seriously do judge men when I see them being passenger princesses. It really does give me the ick. I think it's so emasculating. Like, it actually makes me kind of giggle whenever I see it in the wild. That's just a random hot take for you guys. Hope you liked that. When I first started seeing this story circulate, I didn't even believe it. I thought it might be a skit. I couldn't find or consume the original video, so it seemed sort of on shaky ground to me, but I did some digging and it is real. According to the LA Times, it all started when the woman decided to check her boyfriend's phone while transferring their latest vacation photos. What she found left her in shock. Instead of happy memories, she stumbled upon Snapchat messages that made it crystal clear he was cheating on her. Of course it was Snapchat. Everything about this guy screams Snapchat. After a brief moment of crying in the bathroom, she chose not to confront him or make a scene. According to her viral TikTok video, which she has already garnered over 1 million likes on, her plan was set in motion that very night. She knew her boyfriend had the next day off, so she casually suggested they go on a trip. How about we go to Six Flags, she proposed. Her boyfriend agreed right away. We love a queen of action. However, the article notes, they did not go to Six Flags. When they approached the final stretch near the border, a routine inspection woke up the unsuspecting passenger princess. They didn't write that, I added it. But it was too late. The revenge did not end there. She coolly told him, you want to be a jerk? Then go be a jerk and start from scratch. Either come back on your own or have her bring you. But you're not using me anymore. She turned around, dropped him off, and handed him a 50 peso coin, cold. Now, as you can clearly see, I'm enjoying the story, and so is most of the internet. This person said, this girl on TikTok drove her undocumented boyfriend back to Mexico when she found out he was cheating. I ain't never seen a DIY deportation in all my days. Someone else said, LMFAO. She said, no America for you, ho. And most amusingly in the comments, I found out that this apparently is not like a standalone incident. Somebody else said, my coworker's boyfriend of like 10 years was undocumented and she found out he had a whole other life and child, and she called immigration so fast, and he was in Nicaragua by the end of the week. Another person said, driving him is wild. I know someone who had her boyfriend deported back to Egypt when she found out he had a wife at home. Called it family reunification. I cannot. Someone else said DIY deportation is crazy. I love how petty this is. She ain't playing with him, and this feels appropriate. Yes, it does. There's something so satisfying about this story for me. Others did not find it amusing, however. Migrant rights activist Carlos Eduardo Espina says she could face legal consequences for what she did. He explained that by deceiving her ex and transporting him to a place he didn't want to go, she could face charges of kidnapping. He further pointed out if they crossed international borders under false pretenses, she could also be accused of human trafficking. Now, despite Espina's TikTok legal advice, there has been no official information confirming that her actions will indeed constitute a crime under U.S. law or that she will be charged. But either way, she is unfazed. She defended her actions in response to him and said that she was merely returning the favor of deception to her ex who had been unfaithful. You guys, you don't want to mess with a baddie. This girl's give a damn is busted. She's wilding out. Like, she does not care. Other wokies were also pressed by this story. Someone on Twitter said, cheating sucks, but citizens really think it's funny to send someone back to the country that the US destabilized after they probably work harder than the average citizen to survive. Citizenship in the global north is one of the biggest privileges, and we don't talk about it enough. Now, this person, who I think is a man, later revealed in the comments that he had been deported. In response to him, someone said, you can't screw around with someone's life and not expect to be screwed right on back. It's like getting shot when you pull a gun on someone. And he said, you citizens are effing evil, LMAO. Other people said, nah, he needs to go back. One person said, it's definitely using somebody's vulnerability against them, which is an evil thing to do. So is cheating. Another person said, getting someone deported is on the evil end of the moral spectrum. So is cheating. Ultimately, we are responsible for the immorality of neither party. You cannot scold us out of laughing at someone's due comeuppance, getting it in the most ridiculous way. That was hard to read. Another person said, it's very, very, very easy to not cheat on someone, especially the person who risked their life bringing you here. Hard to feel bad for him. Yeah, I really don't think that it's inhumane, and I am about as pro-immigration and pro-immigrant as you get, especially coming from like center-right libertarian ideologies. I want our system to be massively overhauled. I want it to be easy to come here legally and work. I think citizenship should be a separate question and probably a harder process, a higher bar. But I think free movement is a fundamental human right. I also think, as Adam Smith said in The Wealth of Nations, that free movement is an essential component to have a free market capitalist system. So yeah, I'm very, very pro-immigration. I went down to the border in February even to try to like get a better understanding of what was going on and how it can be fixed. But the reality is the way that I want the system to work is not how it's currently structured. And when people break our immigration laws, they actually do make it harder on the immigrants who are trying to do things the right way, who are jumping through all of our hoops, which are significant, who are often spending tens of thousands of dollars and taking years of time to try to come here legally. And when resources in the immigration system get stretched to address illegal immigration, which they do, it often delays the process for individuals and families who are following the legal route and paying all of this money and enduring years of waiting to come here the right way. So while I'm pro-immigrant, while I think our system sucks, I really can't find it within myself to get bent out of shape or feel sorry for this guy. Cheaters are bad people, full stop. And yes, like I do believe in redemption. I think people can turn their lives around, yada, yada, yada. But honestly, when it comes to cheating, the people who do it repeatedly, and they are not really all that likely to feel bad about it or to stop doing it. Not only is cheating unethical and involves lying and manipulating and gaslighting your partner, not only are you being unfaithful and not keeping your word to someone, but you are also putting their health at risk. There is zero excuse for it in my books. I don't even want to be friends with someone who is a cheater. And not to mention, he was not just cheating on her. He was apparently leeching off of her, living with her, letting her pay his bills. Seems like she may have been involved in helping him get here in the first place. So he was a dusty cheater. So you know what? Actually, deport all dusties. America is full. We have enough of our own. Thank you very much. We need to have like an American exchange program for dusties. I've often said we need it for socialists too, and we do. We're like, if you hate America and you want to complain about it and you think communism is a good idea, like we will trade you for a person who's currently in a communist country trying to get out. I think that would be a great program. I also think we could have something similar for like the dusty men here and better men in other countries, or women. I guess women can be dusties too. Maybe that should be my platform if I ever want to be president. Reform immigration, but don't let any dusties in the country. Okay, this episode's getting away from me, sorry. I really do think that spurned women would likely be better at immigration enforcement versus the government and be more cost effective. I just thought to look this up. I didn't do it in prep. And on average, estimates suggest that deporting one individual can cost between $10,000 and $20,000. And this homie, she did it for like less than the cost of a tank of gas. I actually think women should run all law enforcement. I've said that for some time because they can find out anything, often based purely off of vibes, and they will track somebody down. Like, how did Stevie Nicks put it? Oh yeah, you'll never get away from the sound of a woman that loved you. So yeah, I think women should run law enforcement. I don't think we even need the government for it. I actually think the free market would be better at solving crimes, including immigration crimes. We just need to organize these women. Okay, but in all seriousness, guys, don't start deporting people. I really don't know if it's illegal or not, and I don't want any of my girls to get in trouble. It is kind of crazy to think that it would be illegal for a girlfriend to do it and legal for the government to do it. But actually, that kind of tracks if you know anything about the government. Like, it's illegal to steal from people, but police and the government can use civil asset forfeiture to rob you, and it's legal. And not only can they do it. They actually steal more from Americans than burglars do every single year via civil asset forfeiture. So yeah, it all tracks for me. In conclusion, this story brought me a lot of satisfaction. So thanks for humoring me today. I do hope you still got a good lesson about the government baked in there. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the episode, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and if you want even more content, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, and you can also donate to Base Politics. We are a nonprofit. If you want to support our work, help us create more of it, help us improve the quality of it, head to the link in the show notes and make a donation. We'd appreciate it.